Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving headfirst into the fascinating world of 10th grade geography today. We've got a lot to cover, specifically looking at the real, pressing ecological challenges facing our planet, and of course, specifically Kazakhstan. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. We're going to break down the innovative clean tech solutions we actually have to fight back. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's dive into this with something I know we can all relate to. Think about the sheer weight of a traditional student backpack. You know the drill. Heavy printed books, countless notebooks, all the stationery, maybe even extra shoes in there. It's literally a massive physical burden, not to mention the financial cost. But well, there's a modern, totally eco-friendly alternative right at our fingertips now, thanks to the OQLIKKZ platform. We're talking about a digital textbook accessible from absolutely any device. No heavy lifting, no torn pages, and totally free from all those physical constraints. Now, the really interesting number I want you to look at here is 192. That is exactly how many pages make up just part 2 of our physical 10th grade geography textbook. Just imagine multiplying that by thousands and thousands of students nationwide. The environmental impact, it's absolutely staggering. So shifting to digital doesn't just save our backs from carrying all that weight, it immediately saves massive amounts of paper and directly protects our forests. Literally, it's an ecological action before you even read chapter 1. So here's our quick roadmap for this explainer. First, geography, from textbook to life. Second, global and local problems. Third, plastic and metal processing. Fourth, water protection technologies. And finally, the importance of ecological monitoring. All right, starting us off with Section 1, Geography, from textbook to life. Now, everything we're exploring today is anchored in a highly specific foundational source. We're looking at the 10th grade geography textbook taught in the Kazakh language. This was authored by Telebakova, Amanjalov, and Jolkadyrova, and published back in 2019 by Almaty Kitap. And thanks to the OQLUK.KZ platform, this entire comprehensive knowledge base has been digitized for us. It basically turns traditional academic study into this super accessible, interactive, and most importantly, environmentally friendly experience. Moving right along to Section 2, Global and Local Problems. You know, ecologists don't just look at one single layer of an issue. They really examine problems from the macro all the way down to the micro level. We face these massive, widespread global challenges, sure, but there are also highly specific local environmental issues right here in Kazakhstan. And one of the absolutely most alarming indicators highlighted in our sources today, it's the noticeable drop in tree populations across Asia. The shrinking of these vital forests is practically a giant flashing warning sign for our global climate. So we know tree populations are declining, we know the waste is just piling up. So how do we actually solve these mounting ecological problems? What's our actual way out of this crisis? Well, the crucial point is, the answer really lies in clean technologies. This is our primary weapon against environmental degradation. And clean technologies, they aren't just one single thing. They're this powerful combination of modern innovations, dedicated eco-actions, and smart strategic financial investments. Working together, they actively reduce our environmental footprint and help us manage our natural resources with just incredible efficiency. Which brings us perfectly to Section 3, Plastic and Metal Processing. Dealing with stubborn waste like plastic and metal, that requires a very dedicated, step-by-step approach. Step 1 is identification, basically pinpointing exactly where and how this waste is accumulating. Step 2 requires securing dedicated eco-investments to actually fund new technological innovations. And Step 3 is the execution phase, implementing these clean processing technologies to transform that raw, harmful waste into reusable materials. It's a complete journey, really, going straight from pollution to solution. Next up, Section 4, Water Protection Technologies. Now, water protection in Kazakhstan, and really globally, isn't just about building a giant dam or throwing in a filter. It's a deeply multifaceted priority. We absolutely must actively safeguard our vulnerable water sources from contamination. But intricately tied to this is how we manage our energy consumption, because energy production and water usage are just deeply, deeply interconnected. To successfully achieve both, ecologists are championing innovative clean technologies that are designed specifically for advanced water purification. And finally, Section 5, Importance of Ecological Monitoring. Okay, so we've talked about the big problems, we've talked about the clean tech solutions, but how do we actually know if any of this is working? Well, the answer is ecological monitoring. And this brilliantly illustrates why data is so important. It's the systematic, continuous collection of data. Honestly, without it, ecologists are essentially flying blind. Monitoring tracks our current environmental health, sure, but it also helps us understand our whole ecological history. By looking at that historical data, we can actually predict the future success of our clean tech interventions. As we wrap up this explainer today, I really want to bring us full circle back to where we started. By simply choosing to access this information digitally instead of lugging around a heavy, paper-filled backpack, you're already participating in this solution. Digital learning on platforms like Okulik is quite literally your first successful eco-action. You're saving paper, saving forests, and practicing exactly the kind of real-world resource efficiency that modern geography teaches us. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. You now understand the global and local threats, the amazing power of clean technology, the importance of processing waste, and the absolute necessity of ecological monitoring. So the big question is, will you just leave these lessons on the screen, or will you use your newly acquired geography knowledge to actively protect Kazakhstan's ecology? The choice, and really the future, is entirely in your hands. Thank you so much for focusing in with me today.